Hello and welcome to these Battlegrounds. I'm Bobby B, and today we'll be looking at the G.I. Joe Classified series, a 2-pack, a showdown, face-off, whatever you want to call it, 2-pack, G.I. Joe vs. Cobra, the Steel Corps Commander, and the Twilight Guard. Now, this is our first good guy and bad guy, or showdown, face-off, 2-pack, whatever you want to call it, but not our first 2-pack. We've gotten a few. We got a new character concept idea, whatever you want to call it, with the Twilight Guard. We'll talk about him as we get moving into this, and we got a lot of accessories that we'll kind of speed through since nothing's really new. But diving in, we got our same old Hasbro blank across the board packaging. New background that's pretty fun with the Joe on one side, Cobra on the other, since it is a face-off pack. Then we get that logo top, G.I. Joe vs. Cobra, and then obviously Steel Corps Commander versus the Twilight Guard. Smart work on the side right there, showing them off. It's going to be number 141 if you count all that. Even the QR code's battling it out. But otherwise, you got your attributes. Flip it over on the back. We got a digital render somewhere in Asia, it looks like. Zooming in on the DAPs, the deltoid protectors, whatever you want to call them. And then we got the Order of the Serpent's Eye logo, which is new, and we'll talk about that as we dive in here. Getting into our accessories, we have a lot of reuse, a lot of missed opportunities, like always, for gear and accessories and stuff, but we'll talk about that as we go. Jumping in right off the bat, we'll just work our way through. We got the M60 that we saw with Rock and Roll. It's got the drum that comes off, just pegs on the side, and then it's got the long, flexible ammo belt. The bipod's like this purple color. I don't know why they chose it. If this was all black, it'd be. If a lot of these weapons had not purple highlights, that'd be this set would be, I think, would be worth it. Otherwise, I'm not feeling it just off the accessories alone. But purple bipod. Otherwise, it's a fun gun, M60. Relatively straight, but a little on the flimsy side, I guess, towards the end of the barrel here. But not a whole lot else going on. Get this nice M16 looking thing, AR style platform. We saw it with Grunt. We've seen it with Scarlet and a few others. Definitely one of the better weapons in the line. It feels very maybe not, but definitely one of the better weapons. No paint apps on this, and so I'm kind of okay with that. Black handle knife, silver blade. It's a little bit on the darker color, and that obviously goes in the Steel Corps vest. Get that out of the way. We got these same weapons we've seen with the Viper 3-pack and the Steel Corps 2-pack. This time they got a little bit of a purple grenade launcher here. Magazine drops out. You got this sniper configuration. Magazine drops out, and then the suppressor comes off, and then obviously it'll peg into anywhere with the blast effects. Then you got this guy. This is probably the better of the three, in my opinion. This little guy. Magazine drops off, and it's fun. You know, you got your sights. You got your little PEC 15 up there. So they add to it, then obviously the suppressor can go on any of them. So I'm starting to think that these three weapons are molded with these blast effects because we get the same ones. Get your multi-shot. Get your long streaks, if you would. All orange with some yellow paint. Get a bit of a cone. And these can like work with each other. You can peg through them, build up however you want to do, however you want your blast to be. And go from there. So, I don't know if you guys can see that, the hole in there. This guy, I have used this one a few times. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, at B's Battlegrounds, I like to pretend that I'm an action figure photographer. Got this large blast. Got this smoke blast mixture. We got our, like a single shot. And then we got our smoking gun effect. So that's those. Nothing new. We've seen them, a bunch of times. We got black pistol with this gold slide. Looks pretty good. I think this one came with rock and roll. And we got a black pistol with a silver slide. So I'm not exactly sure who gets what, but we'll touch up that as we move along. We rewinded all the way back to Wave 2 GIJoe with this backpack. Black backpack, purple straps. It's got the Order of the Serpent's Eye emblem on it. And then with that, we got our atrocious, futuristic sci-fi weapons. We got our grenade launcher looking thing. No porthole for blast effects. We got probably one of the better ones. Little bullpup action, some laser on the front. And these also peg into the backpack. And we have this shotgun looking thing, which is what I had my GIJoe displayed with for the longest time. Now this is like a much deeper purple, whereas I thought, oh geez, let's get this out of the way. Where I thought this was a blue, it's definitely more of a purple, and then this is definitely purple. Once you get it in hand, so it looks blue on camera, but I'm telling you, it's purple in hand. And then we got our black dagger, little cobra head on the end there, like a dark gray blade. And that just goes right into the sheath on his hip. As I knock down the Crimson Shadow Guard from the 50th anniversary, I think Marine Devastation set. I think that's what it was called. It was him and GIJoe. Then we got a nice little saber here. A little bit of purple on the handle, looks good. Got that same cobra head. And then a silver gunmetal blade. Then we got a little bit of purple on the sheath? Scabbard? Whatever you want to call it. Alright. Now, the Steel Core is a very well-known, not-liked figure. Made out of a bunch of old parts. I believe it came around the time that low light wave hit, and that low light wave was huge for the Classified series because it kind of redid everything. And obviously we got breaker legs, beachhead arms. Those are some of the earlier figures, all thrown together onto this figure. And he's got the Steel Core look. He's got that classic look. Then we got the Steel Core Commander here, and it looks like he's got low light legs. We got the grunt stalker arms. We got a whole lot going on here. Diving in, we got that classic gold helmet leader look, commander look. He's got his little Joe Pro communicator. We got the DAPs, they come off, no big deal. Little Steel Core logo there on the top. Obviously those interfere a little bit. It's got the shorter vest with the belt, which I like because it gives it a little more movement opposed to it being all one like the Cobra Vipers and you're kind of struggling with it. Not a whole lot going on in the back. Looks like Grunt's belt. It is not Grunt's belt. I don't know whose belt this is. But we got a black and green belt. It's got looks like a port for a magazine or something over there. Pistol holster. Some drop leg pouches. Oh, I'm not even in focus for you guys. Overall looks good. We got a holster here. And a holster here. That's kind of a snug fit. I think he looks great. Low light legs. Definitely an update. Definitely an update. I think these were the guys that in that photography shot were fighting with the Iron Grenadiers. Grenadiers, I'm sorry. And if you want to keep that classic look, I mean, that looks pretty solid. The Steel Core figures on their own stand out pretty good. They're pretty solid. I mean, once you start mixing them in and getting them up real close with some figures, they kind of stand out, like I said. Otherwise, they're not completely horrible. I think their timing was off. They would have came out probably like 3 months earlier. I don't think they would have been hated as much, but they got mixed into that low light wave, so it would have been good if this came with the silver helmet also. Talk about troop building. There you go. Slide him back. So not a whole lot new there. You got the shockwave arm guards. Otherwise, all reuse. I will say before I get into the Twilight Guard, this set is missing the GIJoe laser rifle. Just throw it in. You guys got the tooling. Every Joe should come with it. And then, of course, the Cobra laser rifle. Just throw it in. Every Cobra should come with it. Especially packs like this that have all kinds of weapons. And if you're going to go all the way back to use 5-year-old crappy weapons that not a single person wants, at least throw the cartoon weapons in, you know? But let's take a look at the Twilight Guard. So Twilight Guard is some new lore, if you would, to the Joe world. Kind of like we got with Wolf Spider. They add to it new mole rats. They add to it. We get a new character, and we got the Twilight Guard. So at first I was like, oh, it's just the Crimson Shadow Guard or Shadow Crimson Guard, whatever you want to call them. And then you do a little bit of reading up on them. You read the I believe it's the product description on the website. It basically says that this guy is a devotee to the Order of the Serpent's Eye. So we don't know much more about that. All we can really guess, I guess, would be the appropriate term. I'm guessing it's something kind of like the Coil, some kind of revolutionary thing. We're going to see like a religious wing pop up for the classified storyline. And I don't know, I'm guessing it's going to be like a Cobra Civil War kind of thing with the Coil. Hopefully we see Crystal Ball out of it. And of course, I want the IDW Crystal Ball. I don't want the boring 80s Crystal Ball. I want the creepy cult leader Crystal Ball. But we got Crimson Guard head. It looks like Cobra officer body. We got tripwire arm guards. And there's that Order of the Serpent's Eye logo right there. Some moons. The eyeball and the triangle, pyramid, whatever you want to call it. Officer body, officer legs, officer web gear. Crimson Guard belt. I don't know whose arms these are. This hand is really loose. You guys see that? I'm not sure whose arms these are. Nice little gray on the elbow pads. We got the cape. Basically, Iron Grenadier Destro confirmed with this cape, because that's exactly how his is. And then working our way down, just gray. A little bit of purple on the inside, a little bit of purple up on the shoulders. Otherwise looks good. Super glossy helmet. I love it. Can see all my lights in it. And then a little bit of a orange in the visor, so pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Like I said, I thought it was a Crimson Shadow Guard. It wasn't. Or Shadow Crimson Guard? New character, new lore. I'm hoping for some Cobra Civil War action coming in the future. There's a regular Crimson Guard next to him. But I feel like this would be easy to work off, to get off and put on a different figure. It's great to see some soft goods in the line. Kind of expected it, kind of knew it was coming with we've already got a few. Now we got some, they're technically still exclusives, but we've seen them with the other brands, Legends and Star Wars. They're starting to see a lot more soft goods pop up. So there you have it. Let's do some steel core comparisons. And of course, you guys know that I collect a lot of military lines, and we got the Steel Brigade from Action Force with the gold head. But we got a lot of steel core heads going on. No, you don't want to stand. Line all these guys up real quick. We got Grunt with the steel core helmet. We got Clutch with the steel core helmet. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle looking one. We got Wreckage. And we got Shockwave. So, quite the steel core lineup. I'd like to get, Checkpoint. What's the other guy's name? The three of them: Checkpoint, Redline, and something else from the Plague versus pack. So, some characters that could double as troops, or just be their own characters. But lots of steel core, filling it out nicely. A lot of fun to have those team options available to set up in your displays or go about that. And then, of course, the Twilight Guard, who I think steals the show for a lot of people. And what could be following with him. So, I don't know, are we shifting away from Dark Energon? Are we still in the Dark Energon world? Are we shifting to a Cobra Civil War? Are we shifting to Crystal Ball, bringing religious actions to the battlefield? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, load up, grab your kits. See you in the battlegrounds.